What's up, KMA Land? It's Sports Director Derek Martin live from my hotel room in Des Moines as I get ready for tomorrow's state track meet. Now, with it being the day before the state meet, that would mean it's a Wednesday, and since it's a Wednesday, that would mean it's time for another Wednesday word. Now, you might think today's word, as all the folks are calling it, might be focusing on the state meet. That's just not true. No, there's a better story to be told today, a story that deals with an ugly disease that has affected millions of people throughout the country. Cancer. Now, cancer is not the word today, but it is a story about a man, a father, a husband, a coach, and a contributor to KMA Sports on Football Friday Nights that has been dealing with the disease. Bret Ruggles, Mount Air's head basketball coach, learned he had cancer this past winter. For many, cancer is a word that'll stop you dead in your tracks. I'm sure it did for Coach Ruggles, but he's not showing it right now. No, Coach is showing fight, he's showing strength, he's showing perseverance, something he has asked his players to show him when they're on the court. Another thing Coach really has on his side is a positive attitude. I talked with Coach Ruggles today in Mount Air, in his classroom, and many words came to mind. Fight, strength, heart, positivity. But the word that stuck out to me is the thing that Coach Ruggles has in spades. And that's why he's going to win this battle. And that's why it's our word. Perseverance. First of all, just kind of start from the beginning, I guess, and kind of tell us when you found out, how you found out, and all that stuff.
Okay, well, about mid-December, I noticed a pain sensation, and I noticed that some things were not quite right. Being a male, obviously, you just kind of put it to the wayside and think, well, it's nothing, it's no big deal. Got through Christmas vacations and got through all the Christmas dinners and all that kind of stuff, and then all of a sudden January rolled around and I was still having trouble. I was having trouble at practice. I was having trouble during games. You go to sleep at night, have trouble. And so I kind of noticed that it was not getting any better. I went to the doctor about mid-January, and we thought, well, it's going to be either bacteria or it could be a tumor. All of a sudden we find out, well, it's going to be a tumor. And then we go to Des Moines and we get a CT scan and an ultrasound and find out, well, it's a mixed-cell germ tumor, which evidently is one of the most rare ones that I could have had. So we go to the next process. I kind of asked the doctors to hang on, and with the basketball season ending, can I try to get through this part? They said, well, let's remove the tumor. So they removed my right testicle. They tried to get rid of that, so at least that would help out. And then I went through the first start of my chemotherapy treatments as soon as the basketball season was over.
Yeah, so you found out right in the middle of basketball season. Was this, did you keep it to yourself, or was this something that your players knew about? Or
the players did not know until I had to go. I had to miss.
Okay.
We went to Greenfield late January. I want to say maybe January 28th, 29th, somewhere in there. We had to go up there. Big ball game against Nottoway Valley as usual. A lot of already things going on as it is there. I did not go with the team. We had to tell the team because obviously with me on the bus, they would know something was up. So Coach Levine actually told them because I was stuck in Des Moines. Ironically, the snowstorm had hit the same time, so I was stuck in Des Moines in hospitals trying to get tests and things like that. I had to stay at a hotel up there, and so the team got told by Jeff. Jeff did a great job of letting them know, and they played really well that night considering all the stuff that had gone on for them.
Yeah. And then I remember kind of corresponding with you towards the end of the basketball season. You were kind of talking about just keep winning, because I don't want to start this. So can you kind of talk about how bad that kind of maybe a motivating factor for them? And they kind of pulled a little bit of an upset there at the end too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Once we got after Pleasantville, because I went with them to Pleasantville. I rode up on an SU or Suburban, got up there, was actually with the team, sat at the end of the bench, did not say much, called one timeout, probably shouldn't have, but got away with that one. And like I said, we came back home, and the guys kind of rallied around the idea of if we keep winning, then he has to stay with us. There's no surgeries, there's no chemo treatments. He has to stay with us. So all of a sudden it kind of became their motto was to keep winning. And we did that through Diagonal, and then all of a sudden we got down to Lamoni, and we upset Lamoni, and we were in the district final game versus Murray. So it was great to see the team try that.
Great. And outside of the basketball world, can you talk about your family a little bit, what the reaction was there, and tell us about your family?
Well, absolutely, it's a shock. I mean, when you're 33 years old, the word cancer comes out when you think of 65, 70-year-olds. You don't think of a 33-year-old. When I found out it was amazing how many people come up to you and say, well, I know this guy or my brother or my college roommate. Even Joel Osborne from Northwest Missouri State gave me an email that said, hey, he had been through the same process. It's a young man's cancer. It was something that we did not expect to happen. So, my family was in a lot of shock. My personal family had been through a few heart attacks even this year already with my father and my uncle. So we'd been through quite a bit already before even I stepped to the plate. The good news is we've been really very positive about it. We've been very upfront about it. We've told a lot of people exactly what's going on. We're not trying to hide from anything. I'm on any information. And we've just been every single day grinding. Joel said something I thought was very important to me in an email, which was find your focus. Whatever you're going to focus on, have a goal and focus on that. And for me, it was getting back to my kids for the summer.
Is it you and your wife, or do you have kids? Or?
Yep, it's me and my wife, Brandy.
Okay.
She graduated from Mount Air. She was Brandy Shields. And then I've got 3 kids, Hayden, who is 7, Jackson, who will be 6 in July, and then Evan, who is 3.
Okay. I guess, I don't know, like you said, find your focus. What was your focus? What did you kind of focus on there?
For some reason, I don't know if this was fate or what it was, but for some reason, beginning of the year, I had a basketball team that I knew was not able to take a negative situation and really bounce back from it. And I know a lot of people have used turn the page, or I've even heard flush it like a toilet. I've heard those sayings before. We chose a different one. I read a book by John Gordon called The Positive Dog, and basically feeding the positive dog. And the story goes basically is that a young man goes to find this guru, this wisdom guy, and he says, every morning I wake up, I have 2 dogs in my life. One's negative and one's positive. The negative dog is anger, vengeful, regret. The positive dog is very happy, loving, takes care of his friends, And we talk to our guys about which dog do you want to live, and that would be the one that you feed the most. If you starve the negative dog, you'll be a very positive one. If you starve the positive dog, you're going to be a very negative one. Ironically, it comes into February, and I was the one using that saying, not the team. We started using the Feed the Positive Dog. We've had T-shirts made with it, a lot of bands that have been made. It kind of became our motto for the whole year and for our staff and students, too.
Yeah, I just from, like I said, corresponding with you, you have been feeding the positive quite a bit. I'm sure there were some negative points and stuff like that, but for the most part, can you talk about your support overall, the positive support you've received from everyone, really? I've
been amazed at that. That's probably been the most important thing to me, and the biggest humbling thing, I guess, for me is that I'm not from here. I'm not a Mount Air kid. I grew up way in northern Iowa, so to have the support of this entire community, we sold over 700 T-shirts. They had an all-star game at Wayne where they did a benefit for me. We made they made a lot of money through that for different things. We've had a couple of hat days and jean days. It's been amazing to see what the staff, community, the county has even done, considering, like I said, not many people really know who I am for only being here for about 9-10 years.
Yeah. From what you learned during this process, I guess one of those is probably, like you were just talking about, when a community comes together, it's something pretty special. What else did you kind of learn through the process here?
To me, early detection was such a huge thing. I caught it at a stage 1B. If this would have been months down the road or years down the road, it could have been a lot worse. It could have gotten in the kidneys. It could have gotten in the pancreas, anywhere else. It's amazing how early detection did it. And also, too, just the support of a community. We've got some people and still in this staff who need that support. It's amazing when they come together what things can happen.
And can you give us an update on currently how things are going for you? Obviously, you look pretty good.
Not too bad. They lost the hair, everything that the chemo will through to you. I'm actually off treatments now. June 10th, I will start my test again. If the tumor markers come back high, then I will go back into chemotherapy treatments again. If they come back low, I'm done. I'll start doing the observations. So like CT scans every 6 months, 3 months, until I finally get a clean bill of health.
I guess you talked about early detection. And do you have advice about, kind of taking care of yourself and just being, cognizant of the fact that, when something hurts, there's probably something wrong?
Absolutely. I think it's funny how you see a lot about breast cancer and the same idea, the same concept. Daily checks in the showers, daily checks, anytime you can. Obviously, early detection was a big thing for me. It's amazing. Mr. Osborne had been through 6 treatments. It's amazing what 6 treatments would have done, versus this. So,
I guess looking ahead, are you ready for basketball season next? Or are you doing baseball?
No, I actually got off baseball this year. Yeah, I was. We got a new assistant coach from college, so it's been nice to have that off. In all honesty, I'm ready to get back on the court. That's kind of been the one thing too. If you talk about finding your focus, for me is getting back to the basketball court again with these guys. We had an awards ceremony last night. It was great to see them again. I hadn't seen a lot of them since the treatments, so they were a little shocked when they saw the bald head by any means.
Well, Coach, thanks a lot for talking. Appreciate you telling your story, and really, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.